Sure, sure.
So I'll proceed with the session. Thank you. Good morning from India, Ms. Anja. Welcome to the 4th edition of Youth Internet Governance Forum India 2021. We're more than happy that you were able to join us, and then you've consistently provided us support all these years. Ms. Anja, everyone, is the NRI Initiative Coordinator at the United Nations Internet Governance Forum and a very, very key member of Youth IGF India 2020, Youth IGF India. So, ma'am, over to you.
Well, thank you very much, Hita, and good morning to everyone. Thank you very much for this warm welcome. And I especially would like to thank Hita and the Multi-Stakeholder Organizing Committee of the Indian Youth IGF for working tirelessly, really, for months on organizing, again, a successful process that results in this annual meeting. From experience, I have to say that it's never easy to organize an IGF just because different disciplines, you're working with issues that are not necessarily the same on every level. And it's especially challenging when you have a country such as India, which is a large country, very diverse when it comes about the priorities on internet governance. It takes much more time to understand where the consensus is and what the overall comprehensive internet governance agenda for people of your country is. And having said that, really my compliments go to Hita and all the members of the Multi-Stakeholder Organizing Committee. My colleague Amrita, member of our Multi-Stakeholder Advisory Group, is saying me that indeed I'm joining in this very early morning from Katowice. So see, I have a backup alarm. So in that sense, maybe let me start from there. Indeed, our team came a couple of days ago here in Katowice in Poland to do the very final preparations for the 16th Annual Internet Governance Forum that is scheduled to start on 6th of December, so on Monday next week, basically in 2 days. I have to say that when we arrived here, it was the first time for many of us to come. We were surprised by, first of all, the charming city of Katowice, but also the really excellent preparation when it comes about the venue. We were, of course, aware that the host country team is impressively prepared since last year. As you know, the IGF was supposed to be last year here, but due to the COVID-19 pandemic, it was scheduled for this year. Having those kind of three factors together, even though we are speaking about very uncertain times, especially with the COVID-19 developments and the fact that many of the countries are now, again, impacted by different travel regulations and travel bans even, which of course impacts the IGF as well. We still think that the IGF, given those three factors, is going to be a very promising event. And what mostly promises that as of Monday, we will have really rich program with people present online or on site, is also the way how the session organizers have been working in the past couple of months, basically since the beginning of the year. So this year's IGF is composed of more than 200 sessions. They are all issue focused, which means that we are speaking about even more focused and sharpened program than it was in past years. Amrita, my colleague, will know this. She's a member, as I said, of the Multi-Stakeholder Advisory Group. And the MAG, led by its chair, Ms. Henriette Esterhusen, was really working hard to ensure that this year we have a program that aspects of various aspects of internet governance, but then again, that's going to result into as tangible as possible outputs for all of us to understand where are the issues, but also what could be the follow-up action to address that issue and ensure that the internet works for people everywhere. So in that sense, you can expect among the 200 sessions, different stakeholders from different disciplines, different regions, working on matters related to access and connectivity to human rights, economic and social rights, to ways of cooperating for internet governance, environmental sustainability, matters related to trust and security, all the way to matters related to emerging regulations. That's what the whole program and the issue-oriented IGF is about. In addition to that, it's quite an innovative structure this year. So we're speaking about new types of sessions, which is interesting because it allows for different opportunities of engagement with different stakeholders. Plus, the different tracks are represented in this year's IGF. For example, the parliamentary track is a track that will allow for legislators around the world to gather at the 16th annual IGF meeting and to discuss the legislative approaches to ensuring that we have a people-centered internet, and in that sense, some sort of a facilitation or regulation of way how we are protected online, how we are behaving online altogether. The high-level leaders track as well is an interesting also track that allows for leadership from all disciplines, all stakeholder groups together and discuss really different matters. I think we have a rich program in this year where we have heads of governments, heads of private sector businesses, heads of academic and research institutions, non-governmental sector, as well as technical communities, gathering to discuss various topics, starting from way how we build our smart cities and we maintain our smart cities, to data governance, to privacy issues, freedom of expression issues, artificial intelligence, and other emerging technologies. So it's worth of visiting the IGF program to understand specifically which stakeholders are organizing which sessions, and I really encourage you to do so. Amrita is posting in the chat the schedule and the way how to register, and I join Amrita in encouraging you to visit these links. And finally, throughout this year, youth engagement has been to a good extent central to the IGF and its co-organizers. The host country has hosted a number of activities for young people, starting from a competition on how young people see the future of the internet, where best artworks that are submitted are going to be awarded, to organizing a number of webinars trying to facilitate and provide opportunity for young people to engage with senior stakeholders, all the way to organizing a Global Youth IGF Summit. The Global Youth IGF Summit will be hosted on Monday. We are basically fully prepared. Our preparations now includes just some informal polishing of the program. So on Monday, I do encourage you to join the Youth IGF Summit. If you're in Katowice here, that would be excellent to see you at the venue. But if not, I think online way of participation will allow also for meaningful engagement with other young people from other parts of the world, but also with leadership from different stakeholder groups, such as, for example, from the Polish government. Really, the highest leadership will be there to engage with young people, to the United Nations leadership, to other stakeholder groups leadership. And I think it's going to be an interesting and rich debate that will allow all of us to learn a lot about innovative ways of approaching and advocating for good internet governance processes and digital public policies. And finally, I mentioned that online participation allows for meaningful participation. So let me conclude with that. The IGF 2021 is hosted in a hybrid format. Our goal was to continue with the traditional on-site plus online meaningful participation of the IGFs from its beginning, since it was convened. But much more efforts are invested this year to ensure that the online component is facilitated and organized in a way that really will allow for meaningful participation, regardless of the fact that you are maybe not here participating from the venue in Katowice. And with that, the new IGF website, the new IGF mobile app is all in a service to support this. We are going to use the online platform regardless if we are here in Katowice or connecting from some other part of the world, and that should allow us to be equal in a sense of participation. and to be equally treated when we want to intervene, for example, in the sessions. Our session organizers and participants are aware of this. The guidelines are on the IGF website, and I encourage you to visit the website. With that, I honestly hope that many of you will be joining us, even if not in person here in Katowice, then online on Monday for the 16th IGF meeting focused on its overarching theme, Internet United. Certainly the outputs from your sessions happening today or on the occasion of this meeting will be an excellent input that will feed to the 16th annual IGF meeting. So I invite you that whatever you discuss on this meeting, you come to connect to the 16th annual IGF next week and bring those inputs and challenge the global community, challenge the people from around the world with your ideas, with your perspectives, and help us to understand what's the best way forward to resolve some of the most pressing issues on digital public policy and internet governance. With that, once again, I thank you for inviting me, and I wish you successful deliberations.
Thank you very much, Anja. First of all, thank you for joining in this early in the morning and so close to the Internet Governance Forum. We thank you for motivating our young people today, for giving a brief of what IGF does and the various youth initiatives that are under the umbrella of IGF and what has happened since the past 1 year. And thank you for inviting them to the Internet Governance Forum. So I would also like to encourage all of you to attend IGF, which is starting from the 6th of December onwards. Whatever you learn in these 2 days, you'll be familiarized with the various verticals and various topics that fall under the internet governance domain. And then with that, you can attend IGF because it's in a hybrid format. There are a bunch of very interesting sessions and brilliant speakers this year. So you can attend the sessions, you can improve your understanding of those topics based on your interest. And that will be something very good that you could do before starting off the new year.